Ukrainian troops are watching and waiting, saying they are preparing for a fight. ABC's Patrick Reevell is on the ground in Kiev. Good morning, Patrick.
Good morning, Eva, and thank you. Here in Ukraine, the uncertainty remains whether Vladimir Putin is still preparing to attack. But with the glimmer of hope for diplomacy in Geneva, Russia, though, is still sending more troops to the border.
This morning, Ukrainian soldiers are watching and waiting in the snowy trenches of eastern Ukraine. Just across the border, Russian forces conducting military exercises.
There's no sign of de-escalation here.
The high-stakes talks in Geneva between the US and Russia may have offered some hope, but they've not dispelled the fear of a Russian invasion.
If in fact they commit another incursion into Ukrainian territory, they're just going to set themselves up for even more isolation from the rest of the international community. This is not a country that has a whole lot of friends.
Russia is still demanding a guarantee from the US that Ukraine will never join NATO, but the US again ruling out that demand. And Russia rattling its sabre just before that meeting, holding a joint naval drill in the northern Indian Ocean with China and Iran. One of Ukraine's top commanders to the east, Lieutenant General Alexander Pavlyuk, says Ukraine estimates there are now 127,000 Russian troops massed near its border. He says his country needs more American weapons to deter Putin. The US is rushing more military aid to Ukraine. These photos overnight showing the first shipment of a new $200 million package landing in Kiev, which includes about £200,000 of lethal aid, including ammunition. The country's troops have been dug in among bomb-shattered buildings now for 8 years, facing off with Russian-controlled separatist rebels. Any invasion would come through here. ABC's Ian Pannell going into the trenches, gunshots ringing out in the distance.
We just heard a gunshot.
At the Ukrainian front line, they say all they can do is be ready. Only the Kremlin knows what comes next in this crisis.
Do you think there is a bigger chance that Russia will try to invade?
Basically, yeah. We think that there is a big chance of this.
Ukrainian officials here generally have said they are less convinced than the US that the threat of a major Russian attack is real, though they certainly believe the Kremlin is trying to destabilize and pressure the country. The question now, though, is what will Russia do next week when it receives these written responses from the US? Whit?
So much at stake. Patrick Reevell on the ground there in Ukraine for us. Thank you.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.